They say revenge is best served cold. But I wanted mine served in front of everyone who had ever mattered to me and him. I wanted to see the disbelief in their eyes when the truth unraveled. I wanted them to hear the words from his own mouth, to see her face when she realized what she'd lost. So, I waited. I planned. I smiled while holding a secret that would turn my wedding day into a reckoning. Because no one betrays me like that and walks away untouched. A week before my wedding, life was perfect. Or at least, I thought it was. I had my dream job, a woman I loved, and a best friend who had been by my side since childhood. Daniel and I grew up together, went through hell and back, and he was the one person I trusted more than anyone. That's why he was my best man. And Sarah, God, I thought she was the one. We had been together for 3 years, and she was beautiful, smart, and kind. Or so I believed. I had no idea my whole life was about to shatter in a single night. The night before the wedding, I had my bachelor party. It was nothing wild, just drinks, a few close friends, and some stories from the past. Daniel was there, making sure I didn't drink too much. "Can't have you hung over at the altar," he joked. I thought he was just being a good best man. I didn't know he was making sure I'd be too distracted to notice what was happening behind my back. Sarah had said she wanted a quiet night. Just some wine and a movie, she had texted me. "See you tomorrow, my love." Except, that wasn't what she did. At 3 a.m., I got a text from my sister. A single message that changed everything. "You need to come to Sarah's place. Now." Confused and half drunk, I grabbed a cab. When I got there, my sister was standing outside, arms crossed, her face a mix of fury and heartbreak. And then I saw it. Through the window, Sarah and Daniel. In my bed. My best friend. My fiancée. I don't remember much of what happened next. I just remember the way my heart felt like it had stopped beating. The way my hands clenched into fists, nails digging into my skin. The way my sister had to pull me back before I kicked the door down. I wasn't going to let my emotions win. Not yet. Revenge was coming. But not in anger. No, I wanted it to be perfect. I didn't sleep that night. While they lay tangled in each other, believing they had gotten away with it, I was awake, planning. I wanted to ruin them in a way they'd never recover from. The next morning, I acted as if nothing was wrong. I texted Daniel, thanking him for being there for me last night. I sent Sarah a sweet message, telling her how much I couldn't wait to see her at the altar. And then, I made some phone calls. First, to the wedding venue. Then, to the caterers. Finally, to my closest friends and family. By noon, I had everything set in motion. I wasn't going to call off the wedding. Oh no. I was going to go through with it right up until the part where I was supposed to say, "I do." The wedding day arrived. I stood at the altar, watching Sarah walk down the aisle, all smiles, completely unaware of what was coming. Daniel stood next to me, looking nervous but trying to act normal. Maybe he thought I'd never find out. Or maybe he thought Sarah would choose him in the end. Either way, he was in for a surprise. The ceremony began. The officiant spoke about love, trust, and commitment. I let it play out, my heart pounding, waiting for the moment. Then came the vows. Sarah went first, speaking about fate and destiny. I almost laughed. Then it was my turn. I took a deep breath and looked out at the crowd, our families, our friends. My voice was calm, steady, but inside, I was on fire. Before I say my vows, there's something I need to share with all of you. Something I recently discovered. Sarah's smile faltered. Daniel stiffened beside me. I turned to my groomsman, who handed me an envelope. Inside? Screenshots. Photos. Proof. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the venue's projector, and pressed play. The room fell silent. Then, gasps. Because there it was clear as day. The texts. The late night meetups. The hotel receipts. And finally, the photo from last night. Sarah and Daniel, in my bed. I turned to Sarah. You were never mine to begin with. And Daniel? Some best man you turned out to be. She was frozen, her face draining of color. Daniel stammered, eyes darting around the room. The guests whispered, some looking disgusted, others in shock. Sarah's father stood up, furious. Daniel's mother looked like she might faint. And me? I smiled. Because this wasn't even the best part. I turned to the crowd. I'd like to take a moment to thank my amazing best man, Daniel, for showing me the kind of person he truly is. And Sarah, for reminding me why I deserve better. I motioned to the side of the stage. The venue staff nodded. And then, the final blow, security approached Daniel. Sir, we need you to leave immediately. He frowned. What? Why? I grinned. Because I cancelled your hotel reservation. And since you've been staying at my apartment behind my back, I had the locks changed this morning. Sarah's eyes widened. What? I turned to her, voice smooth as silk. Oh, and don't bother going back to the apartment, Sarah. I already packed your things. My sister will be dropping them off at your parents' house. Congratulations, you're officially homeless. Daniel tried to protest, but security didn't hesitate. They grabbed him by the arms and led him toward the exit. Sarah stumbled back, looking around, searching for someone to defend her. No one did. She turned to me, tears brimming. Please, we can talk about this. I leaned in, whispering so only she could hear. You made your bed. Now lie in it. And with that, I walked away. The reception still happened, just without a wedding. Instead, it became a celebration of freedom. My friends cheered for me. My family told me they were proud. And Daniel and Sarah? Daniel lost most of his friends. His reputation was destroyed. He ended up moving out of state a few months later. Sarah? Well, turns out cheating on your fiancé the night before the wedding isn't a great look. She tried to reach out, tried to apologize, but I never responded. The last I heard, she was working a dead-end job, still living with her parents. And me? I moved on. Found someone better. And this time, I didn't just fall for words, I watched for actions. I won't lie and say it didn't hurt. That betrayal leaves scars. But I learned something important: when people show you who they really are, believe them. And if they betray you, make sure they never forget it. I raised a glass that night, surrounded by real friends, real family, real love. And as I looked around, I realized I had lost nothing. They had lost me.